Um, does anybody trust Donald Trump? Even domestically, his own supporters, his own most ardent supporters, now feel that he has reneged on the promises he made to them, whether those were promises to not start new wars, to end wars, to restrain, to use diplomacy rather than the use of force internationally, or they were promises to his Zionist donors to do whatever Israel asked him to do. And so he's basically increasingly isolated, not just internationally, but at home.
What is my solution? Hezbollah are Nazis. You would never allow such an organization to be on your border. You would never allow yourselves not to have freedom of action against such an organization. And that's what I want from President Trump. And you know what? That he won't get hurt. And that's what I want from President Trump. And you know what? That he won't get hurt. And that's what I want from President Trump. And you know what? That he won't get hurt.
Isn't that interesting at the end, that Trump won't get hurt? What is he talking about, if you could possibly decipher it?
Basically extending the policies that Israel has followed in Gaza, which he strongly supports, the genocide in Gaza, the razing of all the structures in Gaza, the denial of any kind of succor, humanitarian assistance to people in Gaza. He wants to extend this to Lebanon. And in what he says, his reference to Nazis is different, certainly ironic, because he has exceeded anything that any Nazi ever said. He is totally out of control. He is the Minister of National Security in the Israeli cabinet. His words cannot be dismissed as insignificant, and they are not being so dismissed. This has caused a huge reaction in Europe and to some extent in the United States. His reference to, you can't afford to have Nazis on your border would make a lot more sense if it were Lebanese talking about Israel, because Israel demands the right to murder, to massacre, to commit genocide, to invade, to commit aggression at will. And it has had the backing of the United States for that until apparently now. And we will see how the confrontation over the American support for Israeli aggression plays out. Israel basically depends, more than 2/3 of its weaponry and ammunition come from the United States. And what you're hearing with Ben-Gvir is a particularly ugly form of entitlement. Israelis are not grateful for what the United States has done for them. They demand more. And he has, even in this, included an implicit threat to Donald Trump. Very mafioso in his approach. If you don't comply with my demands, well, that would be too bad for you, maybe.